guys, welcome back. It's your girl Jazz, and today I am going to be reviewing the Power XL cordless iron and steamer. Now, I'm not sure how many people are actually ironing at this point because right now I'm pretty much living in pajama pants, which I absolutely love. I do know that there are people that are going out and about, of course. So, I mean, hey, why not look your best? Or, hey, go ahead and iron them all out so that way whenever the world does open back up, all you gotta do is pull out whatever clothes you want to wear and it's already ironed. But for whenever the world does open up again, we're going to be traveling and everything like that. And so let's see if this thing works so we can travel with it. I don't know how many times I've had to worry about leaving the iron just sitting down and one of my boys, you know, either Mongo or Captain can easily either play with the cord or something like that. I've had kind of fears, so I have to make sure that the cord is put up. But hopefully, if this works, I might not have to worry much anymore. We're gonna pull this out, I think. There it goes. And according to the box, it's going to charge in 8 seconds, or excuse me. A cordless steamer iron charges in 30 seconds. Now, I wish that my phone would charge up in 30 seconds. Power XL, if what you're saying is true, can you please work with the cell phone companies so I don't have to wait an hour and a half to charge it for 15 minutes? Now, I know I'm exaggerating, but I mean, if you're like me, you're always on your phone. I don't want to have to be glued to the cord, you know? But anyways, enough about that. We're going to try and see how well this works. All right, where's the release button? Oh, lock it, unlock. Oh, that makes sense. So to start out in the back, there's a switch for lock and unlock. So that's what was preventing me from taking these apart. The locked, attached, yada yada. According to the ad that I seen, or the infomercial would probably be phrased better, from Power XL, you're actually able to, or plastic doesn't melt on this as well, so that'd be an interesting thing to try out. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to return this, that way, and I'm going to trade it out. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe. Let go! Oh. This is what it looks like on the front. And I do feel there's a button here for the steamer. We've got to control the steam right here. Linen, cotton, silk wool, synthetics. And of course you have your minimum here. We're going to try and test this out. Oh, and it's self-cleaning! We got a self-cleaning button. Let's see, it has anti-caulk, which is good. Anti-drip, non-stick ceramic, so that's what I guess is talking about. The plastic's not going to stick to it. Auto shut off, and it holds 370 milliliters, which I have no idea what that is in ounces, so don't even ask me. And a vertical steamer. Ready to do that? And a vertical steamer. So we're gonna try this out. See if there's anything specific that I need to know. I know I normally don't look at the instructions, but we're dealing with heat, so I don't want to burn myself or melt something, even though supposedly it doesn't melt plastic either. I'm just going to kind of get a good glimpse of this real quick. So we're going to turn the steam on and off using this piece right here to control the steam, fill the tank, set the temperature, iron cordless, press steam, blast trigger. Anything that I need to know about this? Do not touch. Check the voltage, make sure the appliance is plugged into a wall socket, yada yada yada. We recommend using it every 10 to 15 days. On the self-cleaning part. Alright. Enough about that. I'm ready to see if it works. I don't think there's anything that I need to really... Important, please make sure the steam selector is in the closed position when using the steam trigger in quick successions to avoid water spitting. So I'm going to grab some water. I'll be right back. Got my water and I think I'm ready to go. Right before I grab my water, I wanted to know whether I can pretty much travel, charge it up, travel, iron, and not have to worry about it. I did search the website, and unfortunately I was not able to find any direct information on how long the charge will last. So we're kind of going to test it out here throughout the video. For starters, we're going to fill up the water through this hole right here. Make sure that it's turned off as well, so that way you're not damaging anything. I don't know how my hand slipped like that. Make sure also before you fill up the water, make sure that it's turned your lowest setting possible here. Make sure it's set on the lowest possible setting, as well as make sure that your steamer is off. And I'm not afraid to have it right here in front of my face right now because, again, it's at the lowest temperature and I don't have to worry about that. So I don't feel any heat. Actually, got my gun to tell me how hot. So it's sitting about 80 degrees right now, so that's the lowest temperature setting. Double check on that one. So it's between, depending on which spot I'm at, so it's between 80.8. Looks like, okay. Seems like it's not changing any temperature. So it's at 80.8. And that's again on the lowest setting temperature. It did say on the website as well as in the directions. Oh, I know, I read some directions, right? I went ahead and I glimpsed over the directions, making sure that there's nothing that I can mess this up with. Usually with most products, I kind of do a trial and error, but I think I felt like being a little bit responsible today and decided to read some instructions. And primarily, I was looking to see how long they're estimating the charge will last, honestly. And actually read some other stuff. So we're going to unlock this. We're going to turn on the heat setting, or excuse me, the steam, as well as turn up the heat a little bit. We're going to start out with the synthetics and just kind of hold it down here for a little bit. Actually, I'm letting it warm up. So it says it's supposed to heat up to full temperature in 60 seconds. Only temperature. Alright, am I doing anything wrong? Because it doesn't seem like the temperature is increasing any. Could be user error. Possibly. It does say that there is a red light right here on the inside of here, so I'm not sure if you guys can see it or not when it's sitting on the base. I'm not sure if it's charging because I didn't see anything about a red light. Oh, wait. So clearly the temperature is increasing. I have it set to the highest setting right now. Wow, it's setting at 55 degrees. Something popped out. Alright, so yes, it's definitely heating up. So I have it at 446 degrees. And of course, depending on the spot that I have it at is going to determine on the temperature that it's setting. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that it's cleaned, or make sure that any residue or anything like that that was put on here, either from manufacturer or from the packaging, is not going to ruin any of my clothes. So I'm just going to let it run through here for a minute. Turning off the steam, since the cloth that I have on here is already damp for it. Ooh, that's hot. Do not touch after it's been on the iron. One of the things I thought was pretty cool about this iron is, other than the fact that it's cordless, is that it's actually meant to be used vertically as well. So if you have something that's hanging up and you're like, oh, there's a wrinkle here or something like that, and you're kind of in a rush, instead of having to pull out the ironing board and everything like that, you can actually iron while it's vertical. So I thought that was pretty cool. Now, if other irons do that, I don't know, because I don't iron too much, and that's just being honest. I'm usually the throw it in a dryer, that's my ironing board, and I'm done. So I have a couple of different types of fabrics. I'm going to start out with a satin pillowcase. And of course, I'm going to turn down the temperature. So we've got synthetics, silk wool. I'm going to put it on some of the lower temperatures just because I don't want to, it doesn't give me an idea of what temperature I should set it at. And I'm not sure if this would still be classified as like satin silk. Or silk, what do they call it? Silk wool. I'm going to go ahead and set it to the silk wool, but I'm going to do it on kind of like lower end towards the synthetics. So it'll probably be, I don't know, because the settings are, it has quite a bit of portion between minimum and synthetics, and then it has from synthetics to wool, silk, and then you've got cotton linen. Kind of give you guys an idea. I did turn off the heat, so I'm going to go ahead and iron this. Hopefully don't mess something up. And like I said, ooh. How is that there? I don't understand that. I have an indentation on my pillowcase. Okay, so far it's coming out on my wrinkles. And it's not too hot to the point that, you know, I'm going to burn myself. It is warm, but it's not, so you guys can see. Like I said, I don't know where these little dimples and indentions are coming from. That's weird. I'm going to try and iron them out, but I don't know if they will come out. All right. Come on. But it's definitely working. And of course, I'm going to try other fabrics. So you're like, well, I don't use just satin. Don't worry, we're going to get to other things. And I still have no idea how to get these doggone dimples out. There we go. So it definitely works on satin. It's so weird, these little dimples are here. Oh well, we know that it works on satin. We're going to move on to another fabric. So I'm assuming that since this is blinking, it's charging. And I did look, like I said, I did look through the instructions and directions, and I don't recall seeing whether it's charged or not, and how, you know, what indications it is on how the battery, how full the battery is and everything like that. So I'm assuming that when it's blinking, it's charging. Alrighty then. Let me show you what kind of shirt. So I got a couple of different types of fabrics over here. Let's see if this shirt has, of course it doesn't. I don't know what kind of material this is. Unfortunately, my hair and my boy's hair is everywhere. So you're going to definitely see a lot of lint. I'm going to blame this time around on the boys. Captain Monger, I need you guys to stop leaving your hair everywhere. It's not my hair for once. Alright, so again, I'm going to leave it on the satin wool. I don't have any type of indication of the material. I'm guessing it's like a polyester. because it is very stretchy. Okay, I can't blame that hair on the boys. That's definitely my hair. Let's see. I'll go ahead and iron this one out. Might have to unlocked it first. See how well it works. And I'm pretty sure that putting the ironing board in between the two sides of the shirts is definitely going to help. But I'm kind of doing more of a quick video, or trying to do a quick video, to demonstrate the iron. So I'm not going to be nitpicking like that with it. Cord. Looks like the wrinkles are definitely coming out. And I'm just going to set it over here on the side. So it looks like the wrinkles, well, no, maybe not. I think I just stretched it out. So this does, I know for sure that this is all wrinkly, so I'm going to try this again over here. And of course, if it doesn't really get the wrinkles out, I'm going to change the temperature to see how well it works. Maybe I just have it on the wrong setting. I'm not sure, because again, I don't have anything on the tags of what type of material this is. Turn up the temperature just a little bit. It does say that I can use some steam on these as the more temperature I increase it to. Let's go. Wrinkles. I'm trying not to put it on the charger so that way we can test out to see how long it lasts on just the charging. So it looks like the wrinkles came out nicely. The fur, not so much. Not too bad. Now the other side is a whole other story. We're not going to look on that side of that shirt. Alrighty then. So we got a couple of different types of shirts. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and try out the steam on this one. I have it on full steam. As you can see, I spilled a little bit of water on here because I was filling up the tank again. One of these, where did the container go? One of these containers is not going to fill up the entire tank, so you need about two and a half of these to fill up the entire tank, which is, this fills up to about 200 milliliters. And that's right here at the very tippy top line. Yeah, it was a 370 milligram tank. But I'm not sure why, but it didn't fill it up properly. Anyways, we're going to start this again. Alright, well, my iron I think may be dead, so I'm going to go ahead and set it on the charger for a minute. I think that might be why it's blinking too. Because I get absolutely no heat from it anymore. Yeah, it's definitely cooling down because it's at what, 150, 142 right now. And I do have it on a higher setting. So I'm going to give it a minute to charge because it does say that it's going to take 30 seconds. And just so you guys know, just to be clear that this whole tank right here that you fill up for the water, the steam and everything like that, it is 370 milliliters, and this cup holds 200 milliliters. So you will need about 1.5 cups of this. All right, so I'm gonna give it a minute. Hopefully it'll work. All right, I'm guessing it just needed a little charge because it seems like it's steaming up and everything's good again. So this is me adding steam. All right, we're gonna go ahead and try it out here. Hopefully not burning anything. I'm getting hungry. Nice and smooth. I will say one thing, it does feel weird sitting down and ironing. Although it's very comfortable to do this. I might have to do this in the future if I decide to iron anything else. And look, no wrinkles. Not sure what happened there. And there we go. So yeah, it definitely works on this. I'm guessing this is more like a linen cloth type of material because it is very light. And I did have it on the highest setting actually with the highest level of steam. And as you can see, no damage has been done. So I'd say it works pretty well. And of course, the length of time that the iron lasts will be determined on the heat setting you have it on. So of course, the higher settings is gonna use up the battery a lot more than a lower setting. So you guys keep that in mind when ironing, and if you want to charge versus not charge. So yeah, and it works very nicely. All right, we're gonna move on to another. Let's see. I do have a pair of jeans here. I'm going to try an iron. You will hardly ever see me iron my own jeans. And that's just me being honest. I'll just throw it in the dryer. Hopefully my butt will help stretch out any wrinkles that are out there. If not, y'all are just gonna see me with some wrinkly pants. Alright. So does this tell me what type of material this is? Clearly I've worn these a couple of times to the point I can't really read this. It is 76% cotton, 22% polyester, and 2%, I'm guessing, elastic. So, let's give you an idea. I'm going to lower the temperature a little bit, just in case. So I do know that if you have it unlocked, if it's set, I believe, for less than 30 seconds, it's going to do the auto shut off. So I just got to give it a minute to turn back on. I think it's not working. There it goes. It started percolating now. So turn back on. And part of the reason why it's leaking, if I recall correctly, is that it's because of the steam setting it's on, which I'm not exactly sure how that makes sense. I know that if you set it, whenever you're setting it down, setting it back up, turn off your steam setting, and that should prevent any leakage. I'm just hoping this base is waterproof. Seems like it's working nicely. I would strongly suggest, if you are traveling, to travel with the base, because it seems like once it's turned off, the only way it'll turn back on is through the base. It works. Like I said, I do love the fact that it is cordless, so that way, like I said, if I'm ironing, I can have it on the base on the counter and still iron without having to worry about tripping over it. I am very accident prone. I don't know how many times I've been walking over just a simple cord. I promise you guys, I saw my life flash before my eyes. I don't know how many times, because I thought I was going to die just from tripping over a cord. And I'm talking about, I'll take giant steps over it, but still somehow find a way to trip over it. I don't know. Depth perception is not my forte. Clearly walking is not my forte either, because it doesn't matter if there's a cord or not. I will still find a way to trip. No matter how, my legs are already short to the ground, so no matter how many wide steps are, I'll still find a way to trip. Growing up, my mom used to joke around, I can take from, 2 feet away from somebody and I could trip 5 times. That's how bad it is. So with something like this, it can give me peace of mind to be able to walk around without having to worry about hurting myself or tripping over a cord or anything like that. So that's a huge benefit with this. At the price of $60, it's not too bad. I don't remember the last time I bought an iron. So I believe that's a decent price for the average price for an iron, or at least a good solid iron. If I recall correctly, if I'm not, feel free to correct me in the comments. Like I said, I haven't bought an iron in I don't know how long, and plus I'm cheap, so it's a possibility I could have bought a cheaper iron. But not bad for like I said, a cordless iron. Outside of the fact that, you know, doing a shirt, you may have to charge it in between, but a 30-second charge, it's not going to take forever. So easily set it down, grab a drink of water, and then you're going to be able to iron again. So it's not going to cause a huge delay. You're not going to have to, you know, iron one leg and then have to sit there and wait 30 minutes and then iron the next leg, which would make it pretty much pointless in having a cordless iron. Because if that's the case, I'll either throw it in the dryer or use a regular corded iron. So before I wrap up this video, I'm going to try out, there's a couple of things else that I want to try. I want to try the steamer effect to see how well it is. As you can see, I didn't obviously knock out all the wrinkles on this. Plus, I kind of scrunched it up a little bit to kind of add a little extra wrinkles on it. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the steamer. And it doesn't matter if it's all wrinkly because we need it to be wrinkly. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and set it up right here. Okay, so I do feel some steam coming out. All I'm doing is holding the steam button right here. And I know I'm not doing it probably the most accurately. I've never used a steamer before. So kind of drag me on a little bit of a curve here, guys. See how much water I have in here. I have plenty of water. So it looks like it got a lot of the deep wrinkles out. I still have a little bit of the fine ones. But again, I'm not 100% sure if I'm using it correctly, so maybe user error on this. Let's see one thing. I remember seeing something about using the steamer. Alright, so I'm going to try out the steamer once again. Unfortunately, there's no way to consistently do the steamer. So pretty much you're just going to have to constantly keep pressing this button to get the steam out. Which I'm not too happy with. But you can also kind of, I guess if you have more of a flat surface instead of doing it like I'm doing, you'll be able to get the iron and actually iron a little bit as well as steam it. So it did get some of the deeper creases out, but it didn't get the fine wrinkles out. And it does say that it will get the difficult deep creases out. So obviously it's doing what it's saying. Now a couple of things. This right here, this blue light right here is the auto shut off. So it doesn't tell me exactly whether if it's blinking, it's going to shut off, or basically what the indications are. So I'm assuming that if it's blinking, it's doing the auto shut off. And if it's steady, then obviously it's good to go. Also, this light right here in the back is for if the iron has reached its desired temperature. And from when I read the instructions, from my understanding, and I could have misinterpreted it, so I will say that much, that it's not going to change its temperature unless it's on the base, especially if you're trying to get a higher temperature. Like I said, I could have misread it, but that was my interpretation of what I read. So one of the things that the infomercial said that I thought was pretty interesting is that no plastic will stick to this bottom piece right here. So we're going to test this out. All right, so we're going to test this out. I'm going to put a couple of layers of plastic on here. I'm kind of nervous about doing this, you guys. I think that's enough. All right, so I'm going to let it melt on here and let it cool off. And so I'll be right back to see how well the plastic does or does not stick to this device. Hopefully I didn't mess it up. Going off the infomercial. I'll be right back, you guys. Finally. So about 30 minutes, I let it cool down, give or take. And then also stuck it in the fridge to kind of, I know, right? An iron in the fridge. Anyway, so I let it sit in the fridge. I know, guys. Trust me, opening the fridge and seeing an iron there will probably throw a lot of people off. It was intentional. It's out now, so it's okay. So yeah, I like that part of it. I don't know about anybody else, but I can easily see myself accidentally running or having, you know, my iron close to something that's plastic and melting it and singeing to the bottom of it. But at least I can have peace of mind knowing the fact that my iron's not ruined. Now, the funny thing is that I'm actually going to test out another cordless iron, and I'm not sure if I recall correctly, if the advertisement shows that the any plastic that's melted onto an iron was going to peel off of that. It's the Sunbeam cordless iron that I'm going to also test out, and then I'm going to do a comparison video to compare the Power XL with the Sunbeam. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel. As far as my overall opinion, there are a couple of things that I'm not too thrilled about with the iron, such as I wish that with the steamer it was consistent rather than having to pump it every time the burst of steam, as well as I wish there was some indication of the charge that it has or the temperature, and as well as the temperature. I do know that there is this is telling you that the auto shutoff's on, as well as this light right here in the back tells you whether the temperature has reached to the appropriate temperature or not, but it's only whenever it's activated on the base. So those are a couple of things I would like to see, to know the temperature right off the bat without, the actual degree temperature, or whether it's reached it without it, I guess more of a clear indication, as well as the battery life will be a couple of things that I would definitely change about this, as well as the price, just because I'm cheap. Everything should be $5. Although I do know that $5 adds up really quickly. Same with the dollar. That's the reason why I avoid the dollar store, as well as Five Below. So if you see me there, first of all, don't judge me, because more than likely my basket's going to be overflowed over junk that's probably going to end up in the trash. Like I said, don't judge me. I know for a fact I'm not the only one. Of course, unless it's snacks, but I have zero self-control when it comes to food. Anyways, enough about me, about this product. So those are a couple of things that I would change about it. But overall, I'd give it probably, I'd say a 3.5, 4, just because of the few things that I would like to see with it. Like I said, I do like the fact that it does have the base so that you can iron while charging, or you can use it wirelessly, either way. I think I covered everything. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer. And make sure that you subscribe so you can see my other videos, as well as the other cordless in the comparison. So in the meantime, stay tuned and stay jazzy. Thanks for watching, guys.